All right, so listen, I made a video on the channel, I don't know, probably a couple weeks back on something I call bullseye prospecting. It's what I'm having all of my coaching clients do right now. Essentially, it's circle prospecting on steroids. So I'm going to show you in this video how to search for the right property to use with this strategy. And then I'm going to open up Vulkan 7, the lead generation system that we all use, that we love, and show you how to find the leads, the phone numbers and the email addresses for all of the homeowners in which you are going to prospect. So I will link to the bullseye prospecting video right underneath this video. I will put it in the description and I will link it as the first comment. So let's jump into this. So the first thing that we're going to do is find a property in which we are going to prospect. And the whole idea with bullseye prospecting is that we find a property that has sold with multiple offers. We're going to use that information to communicate with other homeowners, to be of service, to communicate the fact that, listen, there are other buyers right now with contracts in hand, which I don't have a piece of paper to show you, with contracts in hand that are willing right now to overpay for homes just like yours. I didn't know if this would be of any value to you, but I was just curious if you had any plans on selling this year, knowing buyers are still willing to overpay. So that's the communication. You can go watch the bullseye prospecting video after this video to get more details on that. This is the tactical training on how to find the property. So what we want to do is, I'm in my MLS. Yours might look a little different. I'm going to look for properties that have sold in the last 30 days, or more preferably are under contract, that are pending still, because that's more recent data than even sold data. So I'm going to put in exact details that I want. That's why I love the bullseye prospecting strategy so much, because you get to pick the price point, you get to pick where you want to work, you get to decide everything. You get to decide the perfect listing that you want to service and go out there and get them. So I'm going to put in the price point that makes sense for my market, look at the sales, and then I'm going to put in one of the major cities. I'm going to put in the school district, actually, that I like to service. So Rochester schools. Okay, 350 to 450. I've got 57 matches. So I'm just going to hit results. We're going to identify the property first. So right here, we've got all of our pendings, and I'm going to sort by days on market. So now, once I have the area put in that I want to service, I'm going to select these or organize these by days on market, because I need to find something that's sold fast, so I know exactly, man, if I get another one of these listings just like this house in the same neighborhood, I know I can get multiple offers. I know I can get a bidding war. I know it will sell fast. So I want something that's sold fast with multiple offers. So let's look at this one on Hackberry Circle, sold in 0 days at 425. Let's just open this up and see what the deal is. So there's only one picture. I could use this one, but look right here. So list price is 425, sold price is 425. We could find a better one, and there's no agent remarks. So let's go to a different one. I like to look at, well, the pendings won't show me this, but the sold ones will tell me like a weird price. I know that there should have been multiple offers. Like this one on North Acre Drive, 431, 400. I bet you this went over asking price. Let's look. So pop that open, and voila, that I am correct. List price was $418,000. Sales price was $431,000. Now, so far so good. So we go into the agent remarks. Now it doesn't say that they had multiple offers, but that's preferably what you want. But I have to guess that this had multiple offers because the list to sold price ratio was 103%. So in an ideal situation, you'd find one where there's multiple offers, but just for the sake of time for this video, I don't want to keep you guys all day. I'm going to use this property. All right, so let me write down the address of this property. This sold in 1 day and for well over asking price. So now we can use that information to communicate this with other homeowners and see who else is selling. So let's go and write this down. 1361 North. And if you guys don't have Vulkan 7 yet, I'll put a link in the description for you guys can check them out. All right. So this is in Rochester Hills. Okay. So now we got the property that we want. I'm going to go ahead and get into Vulkan 7. Once you get signed up, if you use my affiliate link, they will give you my dashboard, all right? So the reverseselling.com dashboard, which gets you resources to a whole bunch of stuff that a lot of my coaching clients have, okay? So you'll see a lot of our reverseselling.com stuff on the dashboard of your Vulkan 7 platform. So once you're logged in, we're just going to go ahead and hit contacts in the navigation. Once we're in navigation, we're going to go ahead and hit neighborhood search. Now, here's the thing. I highly recommend, and it's what I do, is to buy their premium data. I think it's $199 a month for their premium data. I think it's a no-brainer because they're giving you cell phones and emails for the property owner. I'll show you that in a second. I think it just makes sense because if you're going to spend time prospecting, if you have double or triple the amount of conversations versus non-premium data, it's a no-brainer. I mean, the $200 a month you should get that back in the first month. So the first thing we're going to do, but that's your decision. You can do what you think makes sense. I'm going to hit start new search. And then once I'm in their neighborhood search tool, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw in the address that we just found. North Acre. Bet you this pops up. Boom. North Acre Drive in Rochester. Okay. Now I've identified the property. Okay. So we have all the stats. We have all the data. Oh, one thing I want to show you guys that's in the training, in the Bullseye Prospecting training, but I just want to show you guys something. You want to get, this is when you start prospecting and making your phone calls. You want to get something specific about the property that you can reference in the phone call. Okay. So like this one, just looking to see if there's anything potentially unique about the home that I can reference in a conversation with somebody in the neighborhood that they're like, oh yeah, I know exactly what house you're talking about. So you have to have it, you have to have something on the exterior. Okay. So with this property, I might say, the vinyl colonial potentially. Let me see if there's anything unique. So, and if I had more time, I might pick a different property, but we'll just use this. And so you want one that has something unique, but I'll just say, hey, yeah, the property over there, the vinyl colonial with the blue shutters and the blue door, that's what I would write down on my notes so I can reference that in the conversation. Okay, back to Vulkan 7. So I throw in the address. Here it is. I want to draw my radius in this neighborhood, okay? So if you don't know the area, hopefully you do, because this is like you should be picking areas in which you are very familiar with. So I'm just going to grab this entire neighborhood right here. So all you have to do that is click on this little icon. It works very similar to the MLS, and you just draw out your radius that you want. So I'm just going to capture this entire area. This is probably, and this is big. I mean, you might even want to grab something a little bit smaller because I might be breaking through some neighborhoods, but just for the sake of training, I want to show you. Okay, now this yellow button pops up that says generate list. However, I want to show you a couple things that you can do with the Vulkan 7 system. So you can add in here, hey, likely to list. So if you click this little button, it'll tell you, this is essentially properties that Vulkan 7 have identified that have the highest likelihood to list. This is like the analytics piece that a lot of these companies are doing now. I just leave that unmarked for now because I just want all the homeowners. You could just pick absentee owners in here if you wanted. You could just select non-owner occupieds, but I want both, so I'm going to leave those on there. You can do this by price range. I'm going to leave this open because I want the entire area. You can do a whole bunch of stuff here, right? So year built, length of ownership. We talk about downsizers in another video, but right now I just want the entire list. So I'm going to hit generate list. This is going to take a minute or two to get my data back, and I'll show you what's going to happen. So once this data comes back, you can name the list. All right, you can build a bunch of these different lists, name the list, and then you can upload it right into the dialer, and you've got tons of leads. And so what I recommend, it's the same thing I recommend to all my coaching clients, is that you should have like probably 5 to 10 of these neighborhoods that you do your bullseye prospecting in. And then you can update these lists every month. Get new properties that went under contract in the past 30 days with multiple offers, with a list to sold price ratio over 100%. Something unique about the property, so you can reference that on the phone call. Go watch that training. It'll explain the whole thing. You should always be updating these lists. You'll never run out of people to prospect. And we're having great success with this, by the way, because it's so specific and we're calling for a specific reason. We're calling to be of value. And the key script here is it's almost rejection free, because you're calling and you're saying, I don't know if this would be of value to you, but there are buyers right now, because they didn't get the other home, they are willing to give homeowners like yourself with houses just like yours more money than what they're worth. And I just didn't know if you had thought about selling. This could be a great opportunity for you. Because the approach with the conversation is like that, it's pretty rejection free. All right, so here we go. Now, because I got the premium data, you can see I get all this information back. I get all the emails, all the cell phone numbers, all this stuff. So all you have to do is click on this, and this will load you right up into the dialer. Or you can go back into your contacts tab. And when you click down on neighborhood data, here's the last list that you pulled. And then you can go into the gearbox and name this. Let's go, if you go manage folders as an example. You can go into the list that you just created, and then you can rename the folder. Okay, so that's how you build your list. That's how you get leads using the Vulkan 7 system to execute on the bullseye prospecting strategy. So if you guys have any questions, certainly let me know. I will link to the bullseye training right now, or you can just watch it right here.